job, and because nobody knew anything dirty, she didn't get on the internet. She wouldn't do anything dirty. That hurt me more. I wish she had been a stripper. I wish she had been a whatever it was. Therefore, I would have expected this.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. We have some Tommy Sotomayor today with the question of, do men love harder than women? I'm going to save my response until after we're done. Without further ado, I might cut this up in two parts because I just don't like to drag it out. Without further ado, let's hop into it.
First off, both of y'all are right, and it's crazy how both of y'all.
And by the way, that hat is crazy, Tommy. Stop stealing my swag.
Player hat, ain't it? You know it is. Player hat. But both of y'all are right, which is crazy in this situation. She's right because there are plenty of people who've survived cheating on the woman's part. It's just men don't come out and say it because nobody's going to feel bad for you. Because as soon as you come out and say, my girl cheated on me, but I stayed, everybody going to make fun of you. Everybody makes fun of the guy who stayed with the girl who cheats. Everybody lionizes the woman who stayed with the man who cheats. She's a good woman. She stayed because in spite of. But
Beyonce and Will Smith.
Yeah, like perfect example. And so when you said he's a fool, technically you're right too, because a person who cheats doesn't cheat once. And that girl didn't come to you, because if she came to you and said, if you love a man, here's what I know you'd do. Say you stepped out. You'd regret it as soon as you did it, as soon as you got back home with that man, as soon as you sat on the couch with that man, as soon as you sat around your children with that man, as soon as you watched Game of Thrones and you saw another on Game of Thrones, you'd be thinking, I did that.
That's crazy.
You'd feel bad. But like Fatty said, they don't. They don't feel bad until they get caught. So a person who doesn't feel bad until they got caught, they did it more than once. And the more they did it, the more comfortable they felt doing it. Just like a killer. The first kill, that's the most nervous a killer is. Every time they kill after that, they get real comfortable. Yeah.
I cheated one time, and I've never cheated again, and I would never again, because I felt guilty. And because I felt guilty, I wasn't found out, but I told them what I did because it was eating my conscience. I felt terrible. Like you said, you go around that person, you're sitting there with them, and you feel bad. Like it's not something that I wanted to. I didn't want to hurt that person, but I had to come clean and tell them what I had done for them and for me. Like,
would you forgive him if like a future husband? Would you forgive him if he cheated on you?
Yeah.
What about you, Deb?
No, I left.
What if your future husband, right? This is your dream guy. You are a little bit older, a little bit more wiser. Like if he cheated on you, you out.
I left my baby daddy. I'll leave anyone. Yeah.
Ooh-wee. What about you, Wisdom? Nope. Cheating deal breaker?
Deal breaker.
Deb,
but like I said, I know people. In fact, I'll be honest and say, in my parents' marriage, there was infidelity. They're still together to this day. And so I have an example of people who were able to work through things, and because they loved each other enough, they forgave each other and stayed together, and they're happily married still. Like my dad, he treats my mom really well. He did have that transgression. My mom treats my father very well and is super submissive to him. And she also cheated on him. So I think that people's experiences and things that they have seen happen plays a big part in how they respond to those things happening to them.
Go ahead, Tommy, and then OG.
Yeah, to me, this is the easy part of it. If you're a guy and your ego is tied to, you can't get over it. If you're a guy, though, and your ego ain't tied to, or a woman and your ego ain't tied to possession, so it's the person and what it's tied to. But there are a lot of people who have stayed, like B said, but they weren't happy. They were miserable, but they stayed because of the kids. They stayed because of the public perception. I don't want people to know. So there are people who you thought, well, they stayed together and it worked out. No, they stayed together miserably, but they stayed together. So I think that might be what Fatty's getting at. Even the people who stayed at, like that man no longer feels like a man. Because when a woman cheats on a man, it's a direct reflection of how she feels about him.
But Oji, that
Which is facts, man. This is why so many men, it's very difficult for them to move past it. And it should be, because men don't ask for much. If the only thing I'm asking you to do is, if I'm saying I'll love you and protect you and hold up my bargain of being the masculine person in this relationship, of protecting and providing, the only thing I'm asking, I'm willing to take a bullet for you, as long as you do not allow a man to have access to you. To me, that's a no-brainer. But men are more often quick to leave because of infidelity, because we don't need much from you. We only ask for one thing. But women will stay because you get so much benefit from being with a man.
the topic of the show today, right? Hugh Hefner was a virgin. He got engaged with a woman. He went to the military. She cheated on him with another dude, and they still got married. But he's saying that he thinks that the Playboy, like the him creating Playboy, was because of that situation. It was the I am so pure, I don't deserve this, so I'm going to go all the way to the other side of the road because, hey man, I'm not going to go through that shit again. It is what it is. You break my heart, now I'm not willing to be on the street, try to actually fall in love with people back again and all. And he tried. But I guarantee you that all of his marriages that he had, and you know, he married a Playboy, like Playmates and all that, it were not as genuine, or he's not like this is my woman, I love her, she's just mine. It was more of a, hey man, I have so much money.
Fatty, I've been a dog since the first time I got cheated on. I think men love harder than women. I was young, but ever since then, I kept saying, if this girl who I gave everything to did this, I'd be a fool to be faithful to anybody. Yeah. And I think a lot of men run into that problem. Like when we get cheated on after being faithful to you, it looks way worse on us than when you do it. And we know how that's going to look publicly. So what I look like just having one person putting all my eggs in this basket, and then you make a fool out of me. And all I was doing was being a great husband. Nah, at least if you step out, at least I know I was skeeting in faces.
I say this on Anton. If your wife catch you cheating, leave. Because I don't care if it's going to be 1 day, 1 week, 10 decades, that woman is going to revenge. That woman is going to, you are going to leave your socks in the middle of the house, and she's going to say, oh my God, I'm going to cheat on you but like, I don't believe, like when women say, like B said, oh, for me, I'm not leaving, right? I believe that the woman that say that, they know they're going to fuck on something if the man actually pulls up with the woman.
Payback.
Like it's because I seen it. Like when women are mad at you or resent you, they will burn. Like you know that saying, like African saying, the kid that didn't feel the warmth of the village, burn it just to feel whatever. Like that I'm saying, like if you don't take care of the village and you make the kid actually feel the warmth of the people, is going to burn it down just to actually feel it back. I think women are exactly like that. I think we gotta
be careful not to put people in a monolith, though.
Yeah, it's not all, but it's most. Can you?
But
do
I
you
think
believe
situations too. I think situations also are contextual. Like, so I know a woman that got cheated on, but the reason why she got, and her husband cheated on her, and she stayed with him. And actually, she felt bad for that because she gave the room for him to cheat. She stopped, taking care of business with him.
That's legitimate.
And so I think there's context. It's contextual, right? These situations are contextual when we look at them.
Choice, though, wasn't that, Glenn?
But that's the thing. But women are not logic like that. There's like, what is the saying? There's no L as a woman's corn or something like that. Like
that's an L. No, she realized that she did what he did was wrong, but she opened the door for that to be an option for him.
Hey, Glenn, how many women take accountability for the bullshit that they do on their relationships that actually led? Glenn,
I mean, we know most women don't.
Me and you talk with and Tommy and podcast. At this point, OG is thousands of women, right? Every time we get a woman, hey, what happened in the rest relationship? I trusted too much and I love too much.
I betrayed myself.
The wrong man.
Facts, man. Fatty, he's all right. Normally, sometimes Fatty be caping a little bit, like how Glenn. Now it seems like Glenn's the one who's caping. He's absolutely right. They never. It's never their fault ever. It is never their fault, or they'll like mask it and doing what Fatty say. Like, I was just too loving. I trusted too much. I gave too many chances. I gave too much of myself. Like, there's always some nonsense, man. But it's never like, you know what? I was just a terrible girlfriend. How often do you hear women honestly say that? You know what? I was just a terrible wife. I was a terrible. They always think that they are positive. This is why. Look at Alicia up here in the top beside Tommy. This is why she's smiling, because she knows it's true. Let's get back into it. Back it up a little bit.
No,
Me and you talk with and Tommy and podcast. At this point, OG is thousands of women, right? Every time we get a woman, hey, what happened in the rest relationship? I trusted too much and I loved too much.
I betrayed myself.
The wrong man, and he's never. I cheated.
Here's the same thing with guys too. Guys lack just as much as accountability as women do.
That is not true.
Glenn,
that is not
No,
true.
but men,
Glenn is wild.
Hey, man, you got enough subscribers, Glenn. Stop.
Men
we go out of our way
accountable.
Maybe not as much.
There's a difference. There's a difference of accepting accountability and being forced to be accountable. Men are always forced to be held accountable. We don't hold women accountable like men are held accountable culturally. But men would like to avoid accountability as much as women do. Men make as much as excuses for that.
No, that's not true.
As women do. Okay,
you know what you're wrong. Let me tell you why you're wrong, Grant. And then podcast, you get it. But I have a question for OG and John Henry. No, I have a question for y'all. This is a specific question. I know, OG. Glenn, and think about it. If you actually know men here, podcast already said it. How many men say she cheated on me? They don't say they hide it like they hide it. If she put hands on me, they don't say they hide it. Like men will go out of their way.
A secure man will tell it.
Men are the kings of. It was not you. It was me. I chose wrong. I worked too much. I didn't work enough while she was putting their hands on you. Other dudes lying on you. Like, men are the kings of. I'm not going to embarrass my woman in public because I know for a fact that this is going to ruin my reputation too. Fact. So if I call her a bitch, I'm the bitch lover. I'm the bitch husband, right? So if you actually put 100 men in the room and 100 women in the room talking with each other and ask, why did your relationship ended? I guarantee you there's more than 50% of those men that are going to say, it's my accountability because I'm a man and I'm a leader and I picked her and all that. And you are going to see that most women on the room are going to say, oh, it's because I love too much and I should have left early and I let it drag. And when I didn't feel the spark, I should know better. Like, women talk like that. And that's most women. Is that fair? Most women?
I think when a lot of those guys say that they take accountability, I think they take accountability for their shortcomings that may have contributed to the ending of the relationship. Right? So not saying that they're not saying that they're the reason why the relationship broke up. But when what they're taking accountability for is they are acknowledging that I played a role in the demise of this relationship.
That's the accountability part.
He's the one that did the action that caused the relationship to end, or if his actions or lack thereof actions led to her going elsewhere. That's what they're acknowledging, that they had some shortcomings.
I see what's happening here. There's a cultural difference here. And people don't like this to be true, but it just is true. Like there's a cultural difference here. Amongst black men, I can tell you, Glenn, absolutely guys be like, yeah, I fucked that shit up. Yeah, she caught my dumb ass cheating. Yeah, for the 14th time. Yeah, I kept blowing the goddamn rent money, going to the casino and shit, man. You know, guys will admit that they
yes.
Up. Especially when it's the one. Like when they lose the one that they know was the one, they really will. Because
Beans is telling the truth, because you telling Beans if I'm lying. We actually sit down with each other and have had this conversation. You and your boys will sit down and be like, man, you know that girl, man, I fucked that up.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, and I think that was also even in context, right? You wouldn't probably say that publicly in front of everybody because then the imagery would be bad. But
no, come on. No, I've seen plenty of podcasts. I've done it myself. I've gone on the podcast and told people, you know, when I was with this chick, that was the best chick I've ever had. We don't mind because, number one, we're the same people who like telling you we scored 4 touchdowns in Polk High School. We won't let you know we did have that thing.
Absolutely.
I would hate to live my whole life and never be able to tell somebody I ran across that chick. I've never done it at my age. That says a lot about me. So I'd rather tell the story of, yeah, I had it, but I f***ed it over.
Mm-hmm.
So men don't mind telling that story. It still makes us look like we had it. It's better to have had it once than to never have had it at all.
I agree.
Which is facts, man. I understand, like, this. I guess this might be a cultural thing, because no, it can't be. Like, I've heard other races of men say that, like, yeah, I had something great and then I messed it up. Because from a man's eyes, it's better. I mean, I'm about to repeat what Tommy just said. It's better to have had love and lost than to have never have had it at all. Because at least you can say, like, at one point in time, I was the man that I got to bag this amazing girl. The reason why it didn't work out is because of me. So that's still, like, you still shining a little bit. And it's just you acknowledging where you messed up at. What Glenn was, I still don't understand what Glenn was talking about. It seems like he was just reiterating what Fatty was saying. That's taking, he was saying, like, yeah, men will take or point out the reason of why the relationship didn't work out. I said, my brother, that's the accountability part. If he's saying this is my part on how I messed up, that's the accountability part.
It shows accountability, because if you never got the one, means there's a problem is you. Because you can go to 20 people and say everybody was bad. This was me. This was my problem with Trill AC. Hey Trill, what happened with you? Like you ran all through that woman. Oh, all of them were wife material. Oh, really? 14 of them? All of them was wife material? Come on, man. Like, we go through some bad people, and sometimes we are bad to some people. So it has to be a couple of accountability in certain sides. But for the most part, and once again, I really think, again, you might correct me, it's very rare that women, especially if they're on the environment that they have to come back again and again and again and again, do what B did. Yes, I cheated on my husband. Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree.
Right? It's very rare that he was abusive, he was toxic, he was a narcissist, he made me do it, he worked too much, he did it first. Like, it's always going to be a conditional thing. Why did you cheat it? And then the woman explains why did she cheat it. But if podcast cheated, nobody asking why did he cheat it. You just cheated. You're an asshole because you did it. So
we never, Fatty, make the excuse of I cheated because she didn't cook. Like, no, I cheated because that girl had a fat ass and I wanted it.
Yes.
Men are honest about why I cheated. We don't say no stupid. Because I've always asked women, hold on a minute. If the reason you cheated on me is because I don't take you to the movies, you know where I should have found you at? At the damn movies with this nigga, not with his dick in your mouth. You wasn't at no movies with him either. I would have done that. I've been putting my dick in your mouth. I don't understand why we had a problem.
Maybe they were making a movie, though.
He pulled out his, you should have said, "Ain't cut. Let me go to my husband because he do that. He just don't take me to the movies. He do everything else."
But and let me ask you, Glenn OG and John, okay? Sorry, wait, OG. Is cheating forgivable as a man?
At my age, yeah. But my age, yeah.
Wait, why is your age?
He said, I'm on my way out.
Yeah.
I'm not starting over again.
I'm not used to it anymore.
Yeah, but if I was like in my 20s or early 30s, that would be something different. But I think it brings it back to the point. I need to ask Tommy a question that he was not here to ask the question. Tommy, if you were married to a young lady and she wasn't giving it up, would you go talk to your father-in-law while her not getting wet?
Here we go. Hey, don't answer that, Tommy.
Hey, this is what Fatty said.
OG, I was sparing you, but you're pushing me.
Wait a minute. I will say this. If you're from one of them old schooly, like, it's not American culture, and I will explain.
It's
A
Italian.
lot of other cultures, yes. A lot of other cultures, you can go to their daddy and be like, this bitch ain't sucking my dick. And he'll pull his daughter aside and be like, look.
But this is what I was saying.
All right. But Tommy,
I have to say.
But Tommy, there was another side of this question too. Fatty. Hey, Tommy, there's another side to this. I know he tried to give it. That was on my birthday, Tommy. But anyway. Could your wife go and ask your father why your too small? Would you feel comfortable with that? No, Tommy.
No, let me explain. Hold on. She can give me more, but I can't give her more.
But can she? I mean, I understand that, but would she be in her right mind to even ask your dad?
Yes, because that's not a solvable problem.
But
or if it's malfunctioning.
Wait a minute. Depends if you're taking honey packs or
it won't make it longer. It would just make it last longer.
Some guys pray by that, so I don't know. But that's what was happening.
But I'm saying it would just the honey packs make the last longer, but it won't make your longer.
Oh, okay.
So you don't like the fact that you got a little. Now you done took a honey pack and you giving her that little a lot longer. That's don't nobody want that.
That's all that means.
Hey, Tommy,
brother. No one saw that answer.
But I think that wait a minute. I think it's bad, and I understand the cultures that you're talking about, but I think it's bad for you to make your father-in-law police.
Let me stop you. Let me stop you and take the opposite side of that. If we had more of a village type culture in the United States, I think the relationships would be better because a village type culture allows people to be more open and get more of a consensus. That's all the village means in other cultures. It's a consensus.
Yep.
It's you are held to a standard. American women and American people, y'all aren't held to any standard other than yourself. You don't care if it embarrasses your kids. You don't care if it embarrasses your neighbors. You don't care if it embarrasses anybody else. In other cultures, your last name matters. If you did something and you embarrassed your last name, it's a problem. People will step up to you and tell you, hey, you're wrong. We used to have uncles would come up and grab us before mom and daddy whooped my ass when I was little. It almost felt like a gauntlet. The neighbor whooped my ass. The nigga that saw the neighbor whoop my ass, that heard what I got my ass whooped for, he whooped my ass too. By the time my parents got to my good ass whooping, I knew exactly what happened, and I knew I couldn't hide from my faults. Right now, everybody can hide from what they did wrong. So when you can go and ask the father or go and ask, it actually puts a little bit of pressure on that person. Because a lot of times when we're not doing what our mate wants us to do, it's because we know the only person knows about it is our mate. Think about it. I'm a psychologist. Let me tell you what happens with most people. When they come to me and they say, well, I want my mate to come in and join us in the sessions, the mate never wants to come. Do you know why? Because the mate gets to hold over you that you're wrong if nobody else knows.
They lose the upper hand.
I get that.
Don't want nobody else to know you whoop your.
That was my point.
Tommy, the problem I'm had with that, because the school I come from that school of thought. But that's mostly discussed with the mother and the gynecologist. It's never discussed with the father. You ain't going to ask the father about your wife sucking your. You just not.
Because you're an American. You're an American.
No. What I'm saying is that conversation.
I'm telling you, outside of America, you can go do that. As a Panamanian, you can go and tell your father-in-law she don't cook, she don't clean, she ain't, and he will pull her by her coattails. He will.
That's what I was saying.
I go with the cooking and cleaning. I go with the cooking and cleaning. And there, I don't think there's nobody up here more pro-black than me. I just don't believe there's nobody.
I'm African.
But let's get back to this one point. Let's get back to this one point that I want to clear.
Sorry.
I want to ask every guy up here. You got a woman. You got two women. You got two wives. All right.
Damn, I got two wives.
And there's no way you can measure the same. But we're gonna try to say that you have the same love for both of your wives. Mm-hmm. One has 30 bodies, and she cheat on you. One you married as a virgin, and she cheated on you. Which one would you look at more hard? You'll take more hard.
Guys, that is it for part 1. If you're still interested, because I listened to part 2, it gets really good. Tommy really cooks on the second half. That is right up here. I will see you over there. If not, check out this video right here, and I will see you guys on another one.